Hello everyone, my name is Adam, and today I'd like to talk to you about Pinterest in libraries. Pinterest is a great new tool that libraries can be using, but in order for us to be effective in using it, librarians need to put some thought into pinning per se. So first of all, I'd like to talk to you real quick about what Pinterest is, why I use it, and how we can go about setting up accounts. What it is it's basically a virtual pin board. It's a place where people can collect and organize content online. It's primarily visual. It's usually pictures that people are interested in, but it's all about sharing information and ideas and that kind of thing. The reason we should be using it is because 48 million people are using it currently. That number is growing. It's currently the third largest social network behind Facebook and Twitter. And probably just as importantly, though, it is a great connection. It has a great connection to libraries. It's all about connecting people with ideas and with each other. So there's a natural fit for the library. That was kind of a joke. I'm not actually going to tell you how to set up a Pinterest account. It's not that hard. Let's just say that, and you can figure that out. It's a great new tool. It's a popular tool, and libraries can use it for many reasons. The two main reasons I see that libraries are using it for is using it for their patrons, so using it for their users. In that they use it for readers advisory, for promoting new books, new content, promoting their local archives or collections, just promoting libraries in general, and just generally engaging with their library users. They also use it for themselves. They use it to basically for inspiration. They use it for to get ideas and to share ideas with others about library programming, how to ideas for story time, signage, all that kind of stuff. Now these two different areas, using it for themselves and for their patrons, I think it's important that we recognize that there is a difference between the two, and those two do need to be separated. Also, before we begin using Pinterest, there's some things we should know. First of all, it has some kind of skewed demographics. Primarily, it's being used by women, and it's being used by young women at the moment. There's also categories on it that, like food, for instance, that seem to be very popular. Also, when we're thinking before we begin, we should know what our audience is and what our purpose is. We need to think about who we are trying to reach, what we're trying to do, and how we will go about doing it. If we can think about these kinds of things before we start pinning, then the pinning itself would actually come a lot easier. Now, finally, I just want to share with you some tips and tricks about some tips first about things you should be thinking about when you're using Pinterest. First, very important, create original content, create meaningful content. Make sure that you're not just repinning things, not just liking pins. Also, make sure that you're engaging with your users. Don't think of it just as something where you push out content. This is a social media site. Make sure that you're you. Recognize that your library is unique, and that to have a unique presence online, you should think about what makes your library unique. A couple technical things. Think about the fact that every pin should have a good image connected to it. And also that once you have pinned, quality pins should be maintained. There shouldn't be any broken links on your pins. And probably most importantly, tip I could give is don't do this alone. Collaborate with other users and libraries. There is the follow button. Use it to your advantage. Finally, as far as tricks go to using Pinterest, there's a couple things to know. First of all, over 80% of pins are repins. Don't think of a repin as what to do when you don't have new content. People don't pay attention to repins as much as the original content. Timing is important too. The 3 times during the day that the most eyes are looking at Pinterest is 6 a.m., 3 p.m., or around these times, and 8 p.m. So think about that when you are pinning. Try not to overpin. Don't give people information overload. If you overpin, then people will be bombarded with just your pins on their feed, and they will not follow you anymore. If you underpin, then people won't basically see your pins on their feed. So think about between 10 and 2 pins per day as kind of a going point. So I hope this short presentation gave you some things to think about as far as Pinterest goes. In using Pinterest effectively. Thank you very much.